this the
What you
other
got
day.
there? What is that?
Hello, everyone.
Look at
Welcome. What is it?
comics. Who
Comics.
has
Oh, we love comics. We love comics here at the Pastrami Nation podcast. Hello, everyone, and thank you for joining us on the newest episode. I'm Kevin, and joining me today is Elijah. How you doing? Hi, Mr. Jason Smith.
How you guys doing?
today, sir?
Good.
Oh, pretty good. And of course, Mr. Christian Nacorda. How are you today, sir?
I am doing good. How are you guys doing?
Oh,
fantastic.
doing fantastic. Got the post Comic Con blues, but we'll talk about that in a little bit. But thank you guys for joining us. Thank you all for checking out the show. Obviously, you're watching us somewhere, whether it be Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, wherever it is. Make sure to hit that subscribe button, share with a friend. We appreciate it. Helps us out a lot. And and like I said, a couple of weeks there's an audio version that comes out too, so you guys will be prepared for that in a couple of weeks. If you don't want to see our faces, you can just listen to that and just think about punching us. It's cool. It's all right. We love you nonetheless. Anyways, on today's show, actually, what?
Ain't nobody gonna be punching me.
No,
They ain't got no reason.
No, I mean, I wouldn't say that, but I'm sure there's plenty of reasons for a lot of people to punch you. But anyways, what's up, Arturo? How you doing? Nice to see
Arturo,
you.
what's up?
So before we get into Rose City Comic Con, which took place this past weekend, and I was lucky enough to cover for Pastrami Nation, I want to talk about words been floating around for the last couple of days. Today was made official. The WGA strike is officially ending as of midnight tomorrow.
Yes.
So we don't know the details of the deal that they struck with the studios, but we do know that it was good enough for them to say, hey, okay, let's take a look at this. They're still good. They still got to vote on it, right? But it was good enough for them to be like, all right, this is good enough. We're going to take it. We're going to resend, everything. And basically starting midnight on Wednesday, we will be effectively ending the strike. Nobody knows the language that's in there. We do know there's a lengthy statement on their website if you want to check it out, but we do know that it has to do with, limited use of AI and what they do. It has to do with, basically writers' rooms and working conditions. And it also has to do with viewership numbers being more transparent with streamers. Streamers need to come out and say, hey, this show's doing this much, getting this many viewers. So we're going to pay you what you're owed for that, which is really, really cool. So obviously we're all excited about it here. I want to say congratulations to all the WGA writers. What are your guys' thoughts? Obviously, I think we're all on the same page, but.
Oh yeah.
Finally.
I've been pretty steadfast. I've been on the side of the studios here, so this is a big loss for us.
We know.
This is a kind of
Just
terrible
ruined your whole
for
week,
corporate
huh?
America.
Right.
But we will have our vengeance. Just kidding.
No, it's good news. It's great news. We're all excited for it. Obviously, unfortunately, SAG-AFTRA is still on strike. So there's still plenty of fight left and there's still plenty to do. But if this is any indication, it just shows that the studios are willing to hopefully this is a good start, right? It's a good way in the right direction for hopefully the
big megacorps are finally budging and laying down their arms.
I heard apparently there was like a study, somebody kind of did the math and calculated how much the studios lost since the beginning of the strike. And like how much they could have if they just gave the writers what they wanted, they would have only lost this much. But they're like, yeah, okay, all right, we're the ones that are bleeding. Sorry, we're hemorrhaging.
I was reading a report on Warner Brothers. Warner Brothers alone. Warner Brothers has the biggest movie of the year, bar none. They have the biggest movie of the year. They lost the most money of the year. Like out of all the studios, they lost most money out of all the studios because of the strike. And they had, Barbie, which is just, taking everything by storm. So yeah, it's crazy, but it's good to see they're going to go back to work. Hopefully, we're going to have things like, obviously right away, the late night shows are going to be able to come back. The daytime talk shows are going to be able to come back. Obviously scripted shows are going to take a while because they have to, scripts them and everything. So that's going to be a little bit, a longer of a process, but things should be getting back to normal. And hopefully the SAG-AFTRA deal with them isn't far behind. So we can hope, keep our fingers crossed, and we're all with y'all out there. So
it's progress, right?
Yeah, it's a huge step forward. Apparently, like they're happy, everybody's happy, so this is a good thing. Yes, there's still the big SAG thing. From what I heard, there's supposed to be negotiations with like Activision, so I think there's going to be a whole thing with like the video game front.
Yeah.
So we might see a strike coming on that end for like, you know, all the like that connection of.
I
like,
feel like
voice actors.
Activision is a bit better than most other companies when it comes to like their writers and actresses and voice actors. They paid their voice like their workers a lot better than like these other big megacorps that like Disney, Netflix, Hulu, all these other guys.
Right.
Yeah, that could be the case. But I think they're doing it in solidarity, right? Like that's the whole thing. It's solidarity, whether or not they're being mistreated or not. They still want to show support and, you know, which is, you know, they're actors too, right? I mean, I don't care what anyone says. Like,
Exactly.
you know, there's always kind of been this debate, especially with like the Oscars, for example, with acting in a role, right? I mean, should voice acting count? Should
It definitely
motion
should.
capture work? Like, you know, people talk about Andy Serkis all the time, right? Like Andy Serkis should have been nominated for Golem or, you know, whatever, because he's doing all that stuff. Or Caesar for from Planet of the Apes.
I was saying, I knew he was a monkey also. He
Yeah,
wasn't King Kong though, was he?
He was King Kong, yeah.
In the Peter
King
Jackson.
Kong, yeah.
Yes,
He was absolutely 100%. That dude, like, he does amazing work, and he's never really. I don't want to say he's underrated because he's not, but he's never been recognized in that way for his contributions to film and stuff like that. So, yeah, I mean, the Academy needs help too, but that's a whole other conversation. But hopefully, these writers, hopefully the actors get their due, seeing how the writers. So if you're part of the WGA, congratulations. We are happy for you, and hopefully get back to work and do your thing. We're excited. I'd love to see what you guys have in store for us.
Thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
If it wasn't for you guys, if it wasn't for y'all, we wouldn't have anything. We wouldn't have anything. So
we wouldn't have Supernatural.
No, we wouldn't. We wouldn't. So yeah. So there's that. So guys, let's talk about Rose City Comic Con, which took place at the Oregon Convention Center this weekend. It was crazy. It was madness. It was chaos. Last 3 days. It was Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And like any Comic Con, you know, Saturday's always the busiest day, especially when you have a weekend like that. It was insane. We went on Saturday and Sunday. It takes place every year at the Oregon Convention Center. And it's always the thing I like about Rose City Comic Con this year, more so than previous years, is that it's very local oriented, right? Like it's very much like celebrating the arts and the artists of the Pacific Northwest. There's you know, Dark Horse is always a huge presence there. You know, they're based out of Portland. They started in Portland. We actually sat through a panel, which we'll talk about in a little bit here. Well, we also have a really cool giveaway from a couple of people from that panel. We'll talk about that as well a little bit later. But yeah, these guys wrote a comic for Dark Horse, and they were talking about how the creator of Dark Horse, he started Dark Horse in Portland. He runs it out of Portland, and he's had opportunities to like move out of Portland,
like to LA, New York, all these other places.
Yeah, I mean, he's got movie deals, he's got all these things going. He's doing pretty well for himself, but no, he stays in Portland because he loves Portland. And Portland's a great city. I absolutely love Portland, and this isn't the first time I brought Portland up on this podcast, and it will not be the last.
Rub it in, why don't you?
I know it's you know, it has its issues, but you know, we're working on it, we're fixing it, and it's a city unlike any other.
The positive is bigger than the negative.
Absolutely, 100%.
Way bigger.
So this year felt a little bit more local than usual. It felt like I was like, if you were to come to this year's Rose City Comic Con, you were a tourist and you wanted to learn everything about Portland in one building, that would be the building to go.
Sweet.
You see the people, it's the people, the art, the food, the atmosphere, man. Everyone's so nice, everyone's so chill. There's not, you know, there were people. So Saturday specifically, it's so busy, so packed. You're bumping into people on accident, right? Like it's just gonna happen, right? You're walking down the aisles and stuff like that. Everyone's super cool. I didn't hear one person get upset. Everyone's apologizing to each other for like accidentally grazing someone's arm. Like it's like this is this really great atmosphere of people taking care of each other.
That's
And
awesome.
and that's mostly what Portland is, and that's what this Comic Con was. It was a very comfortable hometown con. That's not to say that artists from all over the place didn't come, but it just felt a little bit more local. They have, obviously all the art you can think of. There was comic, guests. There were celebrity guests. Critical Role was there, and my gosh, the amount of Critical Role stuff I saw there, the amount of people I saw walking around with Critical Role shirts, insane. Like you noticed that too, right? Yeah, like Critical Role was massive, and their sessions, their autograph sessions, and their photo ops were sold out weeks in advance. Like you had to book them quick. Even their panel you had to reserve this spot for. Those were like gone in a heartbeat.
That's crazy.
It was insane. Zoe Saldana and Karen Gillian were there.
Nice.
Their lines were, I didn't see them at all. They're obviously behind these curtains and hiding away from the rest of the chaos, but people seemed really happy. I saw a bunch of people walking around with their photos from, like, with Zoe, for example, like this girl, she was cosplaying as Gamora, and there's this really cute picture of them together. Really cool. So there was a lot. Ralph Macchio was there.
Oh, sweet.
Who was there?
Voice actor for Zeb.
Yeah, voice actor for Zeb.
That's cool.
From Rebels.
That's really cool.
Felicia Day was there.
Nice.
I love it when she pops. She's so nice. Like she's like one of the nicest people we've ever met.
I agree.
Yeah, we didn't get to talk to her this time, but she's always like a sweetheart. And we did. Rebecca Romaine was there.
Nice.
She was there signing her. Mystique pictures and stuff like that. Her husband, Jerry O'Connell, happened to show up as well. So he wasn't part of the show. He was just hanging out and just
bringing her lunch.
No, he was just like, he was supporting his wife, like just hanging out
awesome.
with her and talking to fans in line. And we were able to chat with them for a few minutes, and he took a picture with us. And like, it's so, I'm not saying that celebrities are like selfish or whatever, but it's super rare at these kind of cons to get anything like that from a celebrity who is there, right? Even if they're not on the guest list, like they're not going to let you take a picture with them, things like that. Like you wouldn't even know he was like if he was starting conversations with everybody, like he was the one initiating things and really, really talking to people and getting to know people. And that was just it. I've loved the guy anyways, and just after the experience we had this weekend, like he's way up on my my list of just awesome people that I've met, awesome celebrities. And there's comic book artist Brian Michael Bendis was there. He was really cool. He did some panels. We got to meet him. Me and Ellie got to meet him. One of my favorite hauls from the con. Got to get my Spider-Verse Blu-ray Across the Spider-Verse signed by Brian Michael Bendis.
That's awesome.
Which was really cool. It's like one of my cherished things now, and I'm like, I don't even want to watch the movie. I don't even want to open this now.
It's going on the wall now.
Right? No, I won't. Jeff Loeb was there.
That thing this weekend.
I'm sure you will.
Jeff Loeb was there. So awesome. I met him years ago at a Comic-Con. Like, people were just like, they weren't walking up to him. They were rushing for like a cardboard head on a stick at one of the anime booths. And I'm like, do you not see? It was Jeff Loeb, and it was the inker for, I forget the series he was working on at the time. And I'm like, oh shit, Jeff Loeb.
That's crazy. Yeah. They were, what's his name? Greg Rucka was there. He did a comic, The Old Guard, which I haven't read, but I know of his work and I know who he is. And he was pretty nice. And, who else was there? Was there any other comic book? There was obviously comic books are the name of the game there, right? So like there's comics of every, listen, if you like any genre, you're going to find a comic you like at Comic-Con. Like that's just it. Like you're going to find
something. I was talking to, she's going to be like doing a cover for a new Batman comic coming out later this year.
Yeah, we talked to her for a little bit. What to show her, if you want to show your piece of art. If that's what you want to call it.
It's art.
What's that?
I got this Marin Kitagawa print that's
Nice.
cosplaying her voice actress's VTuber that she's currently using, or her avatar.
Yeah.
And it's like a love letter to this musician. Like, it has her other roles and her favorite Apex character. It's just jam packed with stuff.
Yeah.
That's
So her
awesome.
name's Sukesha Ray. She was really, really sweet. You can follow her on Instagram, SUKESHARAY. She was really nice. We talked to her for a while. There was oh my gosh. So one of my favorite things about Rose City, actually one of my favorite things about the Comic Cons up here, Rose City, is the soda place at Emerald City? I think it is.
I don't know.
Listen, I talked this place up. It's this place called Wild Bill's Old Fashioned Soda Company. You get these like really, really cool like mugs. They're like $40. It's expensive.
Is that the root beer one?
Yes.
Yes.
Dude.
I love that thing.
It's so good. They have orange cream soda, they have vanilla cream soda, they have root beer, they have any soda you can think, or like all these really great handcrafted sodas. I love that place.
Like the cup, it's big, but it's not like overly massive.
It's not. You get free refills for the day you're there, and then the next day, whenever you come back, it's $7. So I can actually take it back next year, and it's only $7 for the whole time.
Hey, that's the best $40 I've spent, like on something at a con.
Legit, dude, legit. It's really, and it's a cool cup too, because each con has their own specific. Like this one actually has like Rose City Comic Con on the side of it, like etched into it. Really, really cool mug. So yeah, that place is really
cool. Like they go all out with the design.
Very cool. It's like an old fashioned like a medicine truck, right, or a medicine wagon, right? From like
the elixir wagon.
Yeah, the elixir wagon. Exactly.
That's awesome. Love that thing.
Yeah, absolutely. I think so like we were talking about before. What's up?
Travis Baldry. Mom commented Travis Baldry.
Oh yes, Travis Baldry was there. This guy, my wife's obsessed with this book, Legends and Lattes, which is supposed to be a really good. She loves it. I'm planning on reading it, but it's this fantasy novel. Powell's Books up here. They did for the first time. They're normally there. It's one of the, for those of you who don't know what Powell's Books is, it's the biggest independent bookstore in the world. One of the coolest there. They have a really, really massive store in downtown Portland. If you do want to go there ever, it's literally, you can spend 4 or 5 hours in there easily. Like you get lost. There's corridors going everywhere. It's like a giant, just like, it's insanity.
It's like a labyrinth.
It's a labyrinth. You can find any book you ever want in that store. It's insane.
Manga, comics, romance, rom-com, actions,
everything. So anyways, they're normally there with the smaller booth, but this year they decided to bring authors with them to sign their books. Travis Baldry was probably, I don't think they were prepared for how many people were coming to his signing. They even said that. They're like, we don't know what to do. There's a lot of people here. So the line was like going through their booth. They weren't expecting that. He was super popular there. People love being there. There was cosplay of his characters as well. Basically, the book is this high fantasy novel about what was it, like D&D, like orcs.
This adventure, like they're done with adventuring. That they hang up their axe. They decide to make a tavern, basically, like a the title says, Legends and Lattes.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's a really, really fun book. And yeah, there was always something to do. There was a little kids section, which I think is always a lot of fun. They have a rock wall there that you can climb. Any age can climb it as long as you can fit in the thing. You can climb up it.
Why don't you try to?
I'm not going to climb down. You want me to die? Clarence, the no drama llama, was there. He's a local celebrity. He's literally a llama. And the owners wrote a children's book about him called Clarence, the No Drama Llama. It's pretty popular up here. And the llama was just hanging out, taking pictures, had his own booth, just chilling with people. It was pretty cool. This kid got a picture with the llama.
Yes.
Oh, sweet. You have to post that up.
Yeah, no, absolutely. It was really cool. So like I said before, Saturday is the busiest day. And real quick, just before we go any further, I do want to say, listen, we've all been to Comic Cons, right? We've all kind of experienced the busyness and stuff like that. I happen to kind of do some things that I wish I had done a little bit differently, specifically on Saturday because it was so busy. So I think there's a fun time for a quick little breakdown of things, do's and don'ts for Comic-Con. With any Comic-Con, this one specifically, I mean, I can only speak specifically from Rose City Comic-Con in my experience this weekend, but I'm sure it's universal, and I'm sure you guys might have some things to throw in. So first and foremost, just real quick, make sure to get there early. Don't show up thinking it's going to be no big deal. And even if it's like, whether it's San Diego Comic-Con, Rose City Comic-Con, Tulsa, Oklahoma Comic-Con, whatever it is, it's going to be busy. There's going to be a lot of people there. I don't even know if Tulsa has a Comic-Con, but if they do, I'd love to go. Invite us.
Awesome.
But yeah, show up early, guys. Show up early. Don't underestimate the power of nerds and fandoms. They will be there early. The doors opened at 10. We leave here at like 8:30. We get over there at like 9:15. It took me literally 45 minutes just to go around the corner into the parking garage, only to find out, especially so Portland isn't really designed for a lot of drivers, right? That's the thing about Portland. A lot of one-way streets, it's not really designed for a lot of people.
It's designed for those with experience.
Yes. So it took me about an hour just to find parking. I hadn't even picked up my badge yet. I had the kids had their badge. I had to pick up my badge. So we get there, finally find parking. I'm racing to get my badge. I'm racing to do all this. So we were in well after the doors opened. So that was a lesson for me to know that you want to leave early, especially if you do not have your badge. If you're going to will call or whatever, show up early.
Yeah.
On the very busy days, like a Saturday specifically, no matter what con you go to, it's going to be chaos. It's going to be insane. Rose City is in a good area of Portland. It's in a decent neighborhood where there's food places around there. But that does not mean there will not be lines. If you're going for one day, specifically on a Saturday, and you don't want to ruin your con experience, you will be waiting 2 hours or more in a line to get food. Like, that's just how crazy it is. The food trucks across the street, their lines are at least 45 minutes to an hour. So in that time, you're missing panels, you're doing all these things like that. Even in the convention center, there are places the line was just like insane. A lot of lines. Be prepared to be around a lot of people, a lot of lines.
Line con.
Take a lot of snacks. Snacks are super important, and water. Snacks and water. Do you guys have anything to add to that? I mean, that snacks and water are my two favorite things to take. Is there anything that you'd recommend people take or people be prepared for when they go to Comic-Con?
It depends on the con. I'd say the earliness is definitely a must, but also depends on the con. If you're going to the Los Angeles Comic-Con or anything that's in the Los Angeles Convention Center, like Anime Expo or whatever, do not get off on the exit that's right by the convention center, or you will be screwed for a good hour, like me and Nolan made the mistake of doing, because it's just you got the side traffic on the streets,
Yeah, you're locked in it.
Yeah, and you're just hoping that somebody moves up an inch, and usually it's one car per red light is getting off of that freeway, and you're screwed. And we made that mistake to the point where we were like, we just kind of backweight it from Rancho Cucamonga doing all side streets, which was kind of cool because you see stuff you didn't see, but just to get there, or to get a hotel. And usually most of the hotels for conventions, I don't know if Rose City did or not, they'll have a free shuttle service, which is big help for
the good thing about Comic-Con specifically in Portland and even Seattle, Emerald City is great with this. They're in the hub of everything. So the hotels are just super within walking distance. Pretty much in the hotel we stayed at when we went to Emerald City was a 10-minute walk, 15-minute walk.
If that.
A little bit longer. But yeah, Christian, were you going to add something?
Yeah, do your homework. Look up what's going to happen. Look up what the panels are going to be. Look up what the exclusives are. Know what you're getting into. Nothing's worse than leaving and then finding out the week after that that artist was there and you were there the whole time. And
I didn't even notice like Mike Mingola was there for like a signing. I didn't even know.
Nice.
Mike's everywhere.
Like, yeah, I know he is, but like
we love you, Mike.
I didn't, yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly it. You know what I mean? But also I wouldn't like exactly schedule out everything down to a T. Like give yourself every day, give yourself a few hours to just wander. You know what I mean? Like
give yourself breathing room.
Yeah, I think there's a lot. That's like one of the funnest things about Comic Cons, or like discovering things that you didn't plan for, you didn't know because you didn't see it on Instagram or something, and
Yes,
that's
you
always
kind
the
of
best.
discover like artists that you wouldn't even consider, and then you just like. Let me just tell you that one of the coolest things I don't know because this is like 15 years ago. He was promoting his brand new comic called Jesus Christ Nazi Hunter, and it was awesome. He
Dude,
gave like
I
a
need
little
that.
5-page sample, and it's like a establishing shot on like an arena, and like Hitler's like doing his thing. He's like giving his like big old speech, and then outside of the arena, there's like 2 Nazi guards like just keeping watch, and then one of them turns to the other one. He's like, stay here, I gotta go take a piss, and then like he walks over. And then he's like pissing into a stream. And as he's peeing into the stream, you just hear pat, 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 pat. And then it's a close up of like feet and sandals running up the stream. And then it zooms out and Jesus like, boom, and like knocks the guy out. And he's like, it was something epic, like thou shalt not. And that was like, I'm like,
I love that.
What is this?
I've read Dracula versus Hitler. That's a good book.
That's good. He's the ultimate bad guy. You can put him up against anybody.
Yeah.
I have a book called Superman versus the Klan.
Yeah, no, that one's cool.
That's a special one.
Yes.
But Christian, to add to your point, like discovery is like my favorite part of Comic-Con, like you said, right? Like every single print I've ever bought, except for one, which was the Scully that I bought because I was specifically looking for her, because I love her artwork, but from Emerald City. But like every single other print I've ever bought was on a whim, right? Just someone that I saw. Like this one I picked up because I absolutely loved it. Yeah, this one just like totally caught my eye. And you have those ones that catch your eye, right? Like that just like speak to you. And that was one of them. That was done by Miss Upacey. MISSUPACEY. You can find her on Instagram, or find her online. She's got some amazing artwork. And don't be afraid to, one thing I also do recommend is listen, you don't want to wait too long for it to sell out, but you also don't want to pick up things like the first thing you see, right? Because there have been times where I'm like on a budget and I'm like, I really want this thing, I'm going to get it. But then I see something else that I really want. I can't get anymore, right? I say give it about an hour or two when you're walking around.
Wait until like at least for an hour before you leave.
Yeah. No, like always kind of file it all in your head. That's what I told them to do, like the kids especially. Like I was very much like, let's file it all in your head, figure out what you want, and then we'll kind of go through and take a picture of the booth if you need to. Take their card, whatever you need to do to kind of remember where they're at or who they are.
Well, if you see like a print, I would recommend you, if you're really blown away by it, buy it, because me and Nolan won Comic-Con. It was
that's also depending on which con you're at, because some cons things go faster than other cons.
Well, we got lucky. Like we were literally like we got there the next day hoping the guy still had it. He only had 4 left.
Well, that's the thing. Like don't like wait till like the next day, right? Like give it about an hour or two, walk around just a little bit, and then come back to that booth. And because that is the thing, a lot of them are rare, right?
Sweet.
Like a lot of this,
nice.
A lot of the stuff is super rare. So please, like, don't wait too long. Don't wait till like the next day, but certainly like that. I mean, that's the way I kind of process it. And that's what makes it easier for me, is to really just kind of,
you don't want to regret it later,
Right.
Don't do it on an impulse.
Yeah.
But there, to your point, yes, there have been things where I'm like, I didn't need that. I didn't need that. Like, sometimes don't buy shit on the first day. Like on a whim. Like that's the stuff I would like, okay, I know how I can be sometimes. Let me give me an hour, and then let's see if I still care about this.
Absolutely. Arturo, I just want to say too, I do think all convention centers should allow snacks, especially for an event like Comic-Con. Family events too, right? Like, so like a lot of these events are geared towards families. So you would think they'd allow snacks, right, for the little ones, for people who need them, things like that. I don't see
That's
why
where
they
cargo
don't.
shorts come in handy.
Well, cargo shorts back, yeah,
Because they'll
absolutely,
search a
absolutely.
backpack, they won't search a short pocket.
Right, that's true.
Yeah.
I seen
Have
Arturo
both.
pointed out something else. Have both cash and card ready. Very,
Yeah.
very true. Like that Jada line at Comic-Con was card only. If you waited in that line to get your evil Ryu and you had cash, you were screwed.
That sucks.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, but it's if you're not careful, man, that you'll end up spending a hell of a lot more than you intended to. So yeah, I have cash and card ready, but like if you have like a budget, you know what I mean? You're like, this is what I'm planning on spending for the weekend. What's your policy? Let's say like it's Friday, right?
Mhm.
And you see a big ticket thing that you've been hunting for. You didn't know it was going to be there, but now you have an opportunity to get it. But it's kind of like most of your spending budget, and it's Friday, and it's from like a dealer, so it's not even like, you know what I mean? Like this is it. Like you got your one chance. Do you do it?
Oh, I had that. I actually had that happen at Emerald City. I didn't get it though. So it was the Ellie statue from The Last of Us Part 2. I think it was. The one with the guitar. I almost bought it. It was some insane amount though, and I was like, shit. Like if I buy this, like that's everything. Like that's my
Game
whole
over.
weekend right there. Game over.
Yeah.
Sure enough, like that thing like left like that. By the next day, it was gone because I think I was going to show Cassie, and by the time I was just going to show it to her, it was already gone. I don't know. I get it. Doesn't come to budget. I mean,
you should have said that.
Yeah, no.
Well,
my wife says get it.
I would say get it just because if it's something you really, really wanted. My first Comic-Con ever, I went to SDCC with Nolan back in 2003, and I didn't bring as much money as I didn't know what to spend there because I'd never been to one of these, but I knew I was looking for 1980s Megatron, in box. I was looking for the reissue, which Takara did like in 2000, but they didn't sell them in the U.S. because Big Bad Toy Store wouldn't get the Megatron because of the gun laws and stuff.
Oh, gotcha.
A couple of the Japanese sellers over there didn't have to abide by those laws at Comic-Con, and this guy had it, but he had it for $75. I think it was like what, 40 when it came out at retail, but he's charging 75. But I'm like, I don't care. I've been looking for this thing forever, so like sealed. And he only had 2 of them, and they both sold out that night. So Megatron 1980s gun version.
About a couple of weeks ago, I went to an event in Santa Monica in Bergamot Station. It was like a closing event for Alan Amato. He's like a famous photographer. They had like a life drawing thing too, so it was cool. But I also went because I got to meet like one of my favorite YouTubers.
That's awesome.
From back in the day. I don't know if you guys know Comic Book Girl 19 or like Danica 19. Anyway, it was really cool. She was really cool. But yeah, I was like in art mode, so I'm like here for like art, and then like there's like a little gift shop for the gallery, and they had like this Hellboy statue that I've been fucking hunting for like 10 years, and it's like it goes for about like $800 right now, and they had it like for retail for $500, and I was like, fuck, I'm like, this is not even what I'm here for, and I'm like, am I gonna do this? Am I gonna nerd out right in front of all these people?
Yes,
I was heavily distracted and I forgot. I did not get it.
You didn't pull the trigger?
I can go back. I can go. It's been sitting there for years, so if I really wanted it,
which Hellboy is that?
It's the Mignola style one. It's him like in a cemetery. There's like a tree, and it's all like Mignola style sculpt. Like it's pure, like fucking perfect Mignola.
Do you remember the Eric So Hellboy? Dude, the big like round fat one from like 2004.
Yeah,
I had a chance to get that once and didn't happen.
We do this on Brick Therapy too. We go over our regret, and I think it makes us all feel worse about this. So.
Yes, I'm gonna go drink a beer and turn the light off.
Yeah, no, absolutely. But yeah, no, that's kind of my thing. I mean, if you really need it and it's something you've been searching for, I should have got that Ellie statue, right? Like, but
I would have backed it up.
Yeah, I know. But yeah, that's just some things, I wanted to bring up. And in case if you've never been to a Comic-Con, go to a Comic-Con, local con, whatever it is, like just go check it out, go do it. It's really, really fun. They also had, there's a couple other things I wanted to bring up there. So there's this really, really cool retro arcade in Portland called Ground Control. Because if any of you guys are ever up here, you need to go check it out. It's a bar/arcade. After a certain time, I think it's after 8 or 9 at night, it's 21 and over. It's really fun. They have retro arcade games. Like it's all like arcade cabinets. You have everything from Dragon's Lair to Mortal Kombat to pinball machine. Like it's insane. And it's really fun. And they always bring stuff to Rose City Comic Con. And so they had their little thing set up. And it was really, really fun. You got to play some, they had a room full of old consoles too. So they had like PlayStation 1, Nintendo 64, Super Nintendo, Genesis.
So cool.
The Famicom, like
Xboxes.
all these things, Xboxes.
Famicom,
like
damn. That's old school.
It was really fun. Yeah, it was really fun. This idiot asked me a question on how long do I plan on going to Comic Cons? What can I say to them?
Okay, because that was kind of confusing. Like, do you plan on you're an adult? That's our kids. Is that what that was? Yeah. Is that like?
I get those all the time. They ask me if I'm 5. I'm like, no, I'm 45, and I go as long as I want to.
Yeah. I'm going to Comic Cons for the rest of my life, dude. I don't care.
Yeah. I'll rest when I'm dead.
I'll smack them.
Yeah. Just tell them forever. Doesn't matter. She did.
Business doesn't matter.
I almost got a tattoo at Emerald City Comic Con. I should have, because that would have been really cool.
What would have been? What was it going to be?
I don't know, because this guy had a really cool horror section set up. So I was thinking about doing like a ghost face or something simple. I was super, super digging his ghost face, but I didn't do it. But I do want a ghost face tattoo. Rose City, they had a bunch of tattoo artists as well doing their thing, which was really, really cool. I think next year at Emerald City, I'm gonna get a tattoo at the con, just so I can say I got a tattoo at Comic Con.
Would you get the date put on it somewhere in the tattoo, like just so?
Maybe that would actually be really cool to commemorate that. I actually like that idea.
Like, because Comic Con is lacking something like that. Like SDCC, they should have that, and you get some one of your characters that you like, and then but like the date in there hidden somewhere, but to commemorate it.
Yeah. I think what some people, I'm surprised. I'm sure people do this. They'll get like their favorite actor's autograph on their arm or something, and just run over there and be like, "Can you tattoo this?"
I had a friend do that. She got it on her leg. It was what's that guy? Daniel Logan, who was the young Boba Fett in episode 2.
Oh yeah.
Well,
how funny.
We ended up having lunch with them at a Star Wars celebration. Didn't even know it because they're sitting at our table, and then they bumped into him at a few other, because they're big Star Wars. They bumped into him somewhere else, and he signed her leg, and she ran to the tattoo place.
That's cool.
Back in 2012, it was a cool idea then. It's pretty regrettable now, but I have I got tattooed a signature from Kevin Spacey. You can see. I'm just kidding. I'm sure.
Oh, Kevin Spacey.
That's not
next to the Epstein one,
dude.
Yeah, right next to what's her name? Ghislaine Maxwell.
I will get a matching. I will get a matching tattoo with my wife. Absolutely. We'll do that at Comic-Con next year. Emerald City. We're going to go. We're actually going to film the whole process.
Sweet.
And just because it'll be really fun to do.
I love this. Do you guys have matching tattoos with anybody?
No.
My mom.
No.
Or my mom.
You shouldn't have any
matching tattoos with your sisters.
Yeah, Cassie, my wife, she has a matching Mr. DNA with her sister.
From Jurassic Park?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Paper airplane on her forearm that matches with her other sister that lives down in California.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can tell what that is. This little thing. So I have this here, and then my friend has it on her wrist.
That's cool.
This right there, those initials tattooed on me, and then so that's my friend Nicole and Arundel, and we all have each other's
that's so cool.
initials tattooed, because we made a bet, and we were like, whoever loses has to get the other person's initials tattooed, and we had to forfeit the bet, so we all just got the tattoo.
That's very cool.
So yeah,
that's awesome.
I have a friend, her and her sister, they have like where if they put their arms together like this, cool. It forms like it's like a hummingbird. But
that's really cool. That's really cool.
Yeah, stuff like that,
Yeah, absolutely. I don't know. Do you guys know who the 501st one? The 501st Legion, right?
Yes.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, they were there too. They were there
Oh,
too,
that's
of
cool.
course, like displaying their dude, like some of those costumes are like you would not even guess like they weren't screen used, right? Like, I mean, it's amazing. We came face to face with Kylo.
Actually, some of those costumes were screen used. Like some of the clone troopers,
I don't think
stormtroopers for the Book of Boba Fett.
Oh, I don't know. They could have been.
A lot of these guys make those too. Like
Yeah,
they'll
that's what I'm
do the
thinking,
mold
like-
injection.
So there's like a very for each Star Wars character, if you want to become part of the 501st, it's like really, really strict. So like your costume has to be like has to meet the specifications in order to become part of it. So
they're so amazing though. Their costumes are just, like you said, like they have to be a certain degree
level of like screen accuracy to everything.
Beautiful. But yeah, they were there with all their droids and everything,
so cool.
and like
they do like procession, right? Like that's really cool.
They do the march out in front of the convention center.
Yeah, I want to build a droid so bad, man. Like an actual like
life size,
like an R2 unit or something. God,
that'd be so sweet. Cool.
I always see Wally. Like the last few cons I've been to this year, I've seen Wally at all of them. Like it's
I didn't
really
see
cool.
I saw pictures of a Wally that was there, but I must have missed him somewhere.
I didn't see a Wally.
Yeah,
I got to see Chopper too. I think at Comic-Con, so that was nice.
Oh, that's awesome.
The war criminal.
Yeah, the war criminal Chopper himself. So it's cool. Also, Ahsoka. Really
absolutely. So no, it was a really, really fun time. We had a blast. You know, minor frustrations that were all kind of brought on by me, but
those are all forgiven.
Yeah, like, you know, I can't really fault the center. I would say maybe a little bit more parking. So I don't know, a little bit more organization when it comes to the parking, but that's not there. Again, that's not on them. Otherwise, you know, it was really cool. All the cosplay. I didn't see as much cosplay as I normally do every year. Actually, we were talking about this the other day, Christian, about how maybe I don't know if it had to do with the SAG-AFTRA strike or anything like that, but it just didn't seem as cosplay heavy as previous years. But the cosplay I did see was amazing as usual. Like, it just blows my mind that people they spend their whole year working on their it blows my mind every time. Like it's all a work, a passion of love, right? Like it's like, yeah, it's all, you know, they don't get paid for it. Obviously, it's just art. Like it's
incredible. With the cosplay thing, because I noticed in the past couple of Comic Cons, you didn't see as heavy of a cosplay presence on the.
Okay, so it wasn't just here then.
But I've come to find out that a lot of these cosplayers, like they're setting up like in the surrounding big hotels.
Yeah, there's
so they can charge people to take pictures with them.
So
and I'm against that
because they have this whole like meetup area they set up with photographers. And then the photographers and they'll meet up and then they'll have like all their sessions. And there are certain cons that are like Dragon Con is just basically all about the cosplay.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool.
So like when people go there, that's crazy. More so than the others.
Rose City normally is too. Emerald City specifically, like Emerald City is like insane with cosplay. Like I absolutely love Emerald City. Like both of them are really cool Comic Cons, but Emerald City takes it up the next level when it comes to like cosplay and things like that.
You guys can look it up if you find it. If you're listening to this and you're interested, check out type in Dragon Con cosplay. It's insane. Like that's the thing. Like everybody travels from around the world to Dragon Con for that. Like it's really cool because like the community really, really gets together and like, you know, it's kind of fun. That's one of the other cool things about Comic-Con is that these communities get to like reconvene, you know, multiple times throughout the country, throughout the year, and get together with friends, you know.
Absolutely. 100%. So I do want to do a couple shout outs to some really, really cool people that we met and some people that I would love for people to go out there and look up their work and maybe read some of their work, which is really cool.
Definitely give these people support no matter how you do it.
Yeah, so we met this gentleman named Malik Harris, who's a local Seattle writer and artist. He writes a comic book called Omega Ghost. It's a really, really cool series. It's based in Seattle. We've met him twice. We met him first at Emerald City last year. That's where we got this first copy. And then he was at Rose City. And the cool thing was like he recognized us and he was super chill. And Eli I'm pretty sure Eli made his day because we were just hanging out and like Eli sees the booth and Eli runs up and he's like, "Do you have part 2? Like, do you have the second issue? Do you have the third issue?" He had to have it, and the dude was like, "What?" He's like, "Yeah, we do," and he was very excited and to hear that. And he does have. There's 4 issues out right now. I think you could possibly get them at his website. Look up Omega Ghost. They're all really, really cool, really fun books.
Beautiful covers.
Yeah, like the artwork's amazing.
Gorgeous.
If you can see it there.
Does he writes and illustrates all himself?
No, he writes it. Sorry, I misspoke when I said he illustrates. So he's a writer, creative director, story artist. David Jackson, Londi Dunn, and Steelwan Punky. I probably blew all their names. I do apologize. But definitely check them out if you get a chance. The book's called Omega Ghost. It's independent. It's an independent book, but the dude's super cool. And they also have a YouTube channel called the Astra Vibes Show. You can look them up at Astra Vision Studios on YouTube and Discord, and they do kind of the same thing we do, probably a little bit better. Talk about pop culture and stuff. So
they also do reaction.
They also do reaction videos and stuff like that. So, and I didn't mean better in a bad way. I meant they're probably a little bit more professional. They got
their shit together.
I'm super professional.
Oh, yeah, no, we are. We're ourselves. Definitely check them out.
100%. That comic is amazing.
Yeah, Eli's read the first 2 issues already. He read the first issue last year as we were driving home from Emerald City. He loved it. And it's just a quick rundown of the story real fast.
So the main character has amnesia. You're basically going along through it with him. So I can't tell you very much without spoiling it for you.
Nice.
Yeah. This is a really cool print. He was nice enough to give us one because, we had seen him before and he was very excited. Very Seattle.
Yeah,
Pike Place Market.
Place right there.
Cool. The whole story takes place in Seattle. They live in the Pacific Northwest. They live in Seattle, so very much influenced by that region.
Awesome.
So this is going to lead into our giveaway because this I'm super excited about. So while we were there, we decided to check out this panel called Portland Gear Presents St. John, a City Worth Saving. So we go in, not really know what to expect. Like we kind of know what the panel's about. We know it's about Portland and we know it's about a superhero. We go into this panel. So this company called Portland Gear. Portland Gear, if you guys don't know if you guys haven't checked it out, go to portlandgear.com. Check it out. Basically, it's a clothing company, apparel stuff. That celebrates Portland. It was started by this gentleman named Marcus Harvey. Really cool dude. He was at the panel, and they do clothing that's inspired by his time. He grew up in Portland, inspired by his time growing up in Portland. So a lot of stuff. He grew up on Nike. He grew up, just what all the Portland kids grew up on. Nike and just what all the regular kids, like. Transformers, Ninja Turtles, whatever it is. He started this apparel company that's done really well for itself. Like they have some really cool gear. Highly recommend checking them out. Anyways, they're talking to this panel and this gentleman, Brendan. Sorry, I got to get his name. Brendan Wagner is there as well. He is a comic book artist. His dad is, he's a colorist for comics. He's been working for Dark Horse for 12 years, he said?
Yeah.
His dad is this gentleman named Marcus Wagner. I'm not very familiar with his work, but he's done a lot of great comic series and he's created a lot of stuff. And he apparently got inducted into the Comic Book Hall of Fame recently. Him and his sister both. So Brendan's dad and his aunt are both in the comic book business and they work for Dark Horse. So anyways, they start talking about this comic called St. John. So basically the story is about a superhero in Portland. So basically the genesis of it is they were talking about it. They were sitting down, especially, it all kind of started during COVID, right? Like they had their clothing company already. They love Portland. And during COVID, let's just say things in Portland weren't so great. Let's just say that George Floyd happened and things happened to cities across the country. Portland seemed to specifically get hit pretty hard by certain actions by certain people. A rough go. They were bummed about seeing their city torn apart. Like they were very, it's all of us were, right? Like we were watching this happen, and
I wasn't really paying attention, if I'm being honest.
I know. But yeah, so it's I'm sorry. So it's like it was a time where people were kind of upset. So he came up with an idea. He's like, why? He's like, let's create a superhero for Portland. Like Portland needs a superhero, especially now. Let's make this happen. So he used to work with Brennan in an office space that they shared for a while, and he would notice Brennan was always drawing and coloring, doing his coloring thing and everything. And he thought that was really cool. So they remained friends. He talked to him, and they decided to start this comic book called St. John. The basic rundown, the basic synopsis of it, I'm going to read it from the site here, from the Dark Horse website. It's a comic put out by Dark Horse, by the way. It's about a cynical Manhattan writer. Tori Slate travels to Portland, Oregon to track down the enigmatic St. John, a masked man who roams the city doing good deeds for strangers, appearing at random and vanishing without a trace. Who is he? Why does he do it? What's that? Oh, sorry. And what is his seemingly supernatural connection to the city of roses? Tori aims to put these questions to the man himself, unaware that the answers will change her life forever. It says it's a distinctly PDX miniseries from Eisner-nominated cartoonist Dave Schlock. I cannot say his name. I'm so sorry. He did some work on Lavender Jack and the Spirit, and Portland native creator Brendan Wagner, who's worked on things like, he's even worked for DC. He's done things for like Batman and Grendel and things like that, produced with and featuring the fashion of Portland gear. So Dark Horse teamed up with them to make this comic to create Portland's first superhero. The book is very, very cool. So as I was talking to them, I love Portland, and we have a comic book podcast, pop culture podcast. Like, what if we could combine the two and do a really, really cool giveaway regarding the stuff, something distinctly Portland from Rose City Comic Con. And I thought it'd be really, really cool to give away a couple issues of this comic signed by the artist and the writer himself, Mr. Brendan Wagner. So Dan Schkad, I want to say Schkad. If I blew your name, I do apologize.
Is it Showed?
What's that?
Showed?
It might be Shoda. Schkade. Oh, so I don't know.
No, I'm right with you. I don't know.
We got two different covers that we're going to be giving away. Two different variants. Yeah. Wow. They're both very Portland centric. This one has the Portland, the big Portland sign with the deer on it, and this one actually has St. John's Bridge down here, which is who the Nick character is named after. This book is
so cool.
Yeah, it feels like Portland. I was reading through it. It's a great book. It's really fun. The thing about the Super St. John is he's not like Eli asked a question during the panel, is what kind of fighting style does he use? He's not that kind of superhero. So if you're looking for
vigilante,
he's not a vigilante, right? He's legitimately out there helping people and like trying to make things a better place. Specifically during a time when the riots were happening and stuff, that's all people wanted, right? Like nobody wanted vigilante justice. Everyone just wanted to kind of just have everyone calm down. Let's get this figured out. And that's exactly what this guy is. So we got 2 issues to give away. So basically what we're going to be doing, all you have to do to enter to win these books, just go to Pastrami Nation on Instagram, tag 3 friends, and you'll get 1 entry to win the book. The other way is to get an extra additional entry, go to youtube.com, subscribe to the Pastrami Nation channel, and you'll get another entry too. So you get 1 entry by tagging 3 friends on social media, and you get another entry for subscribing to our YouTube channel and typing in something like giveaway on one of our videos. That's all you need to do to get entered to win one of these. We will be announcing a winner on October 2nd. I'm very excited. Brendan's a really, really great dude, and I'm hoping that you all will like this book as much as I did. If you don't happen to win it, you could definitely, it will be at local comic shop soon, or at your nearest comic shop soon. It's Dark Horse, so it's going to have a pretty big reach. So certainly go check it out if you get a chance. Like I said, book's called St. John. And yeah, so go enter to win these. Like I said, winners will be announced on October 2nd. Very, very excited about that. One of these books comes specifically from courtesy of Brendan Wagner and Portland Gear to give away to you fine folks. So
that's awesome.
Yeah, really, really cool folks over there. And if you get a chance, check out Portland Gear. You could find them on Instagram just at Portland Gear. You can also find them at portlandgear.com. There's some really, really cool stuff, and you don't even have to live in Portland to like it. Like, it's just some really, really neat stuff. They even have at the con, and they're selling online now. This dude, he's wearing a really cool raincoat, and they even have the raincoat that you can buy from them. That has, yeah, they have the shirts that have the P. A lot of their stuff obviously has the P logo.
I love that cover.
Yeah. Oh, dude, it's so cool. It's really neat. Yeah, I love it. It does just invoke all kinds of Portland and imagery, and just absolutely love it. So definitely subscribe to us and win those. We're really excited for that. So guys, you guys have anything you guys wanted to add or take? It's too late to take anything away. So everything we've said is all now. So yeah, anything else?
No, I think we can podcast members win the comic?
I don't know. We'll have to figure that out. I don't think this kid can either.
Well, I mean, we already have
trading.
Yeah, insider trading. He did give me. He got one for me and Elijah. This is to awesome. Kevin and Eli. So cool. So yeah, really cool. So definitely check out the book anyways. I think you guys will enjoy it. Anyways, I think that's our show, everyone. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for checking us out. Make sure to hit that like and subscribe button wherever you're checking this out, and go hit our YouTube channel, hit subscribe, type in giveaway on one of our videos to be entered to win. And
Arturo,
what's up?
Please let them
yeah, Arturo's already there, so he's already got one entry. And just go to on our socials and tag 3 friends on the post. We're going to be posting about it actually right after this podcast is over. The tag 3 friends, you can enter to win. So you guys, where can they find you? Where can they check out your awesome art? Where can they check you guys out? Jason,
you can find me on MySpace. Instagram, just search Jason Smith. I'm sure I'm the first guy to pop up,
Oh, you certainly are.
Yeah. Gotta be the only Jason Smith out there.
100%. Christian?
Christian Nacorda, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. You can find me. I'm you'll know.
Yeah, you'll definitely know.
You'll know it's me.
Amazing artwork on there. And of course, you can find me on Kevin _Hoskinson on most things, Twitter, or X, whatever. It's always Twitter. Artist formerly known as Twitter.
Yeah. Let me just really quickly, I just want to clarify what I was talking about earlier when I said, like, you'll know. I didn't mean to be insulting to anybody else. If you come across another Christian Nacorda, I'm the better one. That's what I'm saying. That you'll know it's me for sure.
Absolutely.
And 100%. I can say that because I'm for sure related to all of them. So suck my butt.
There you go. Yeah, you can find me on all those things. Find me on TikTok and all that fun stuff. And also check out PastramiNation.com for the latest news, reviews, and all that stuff. My write-up on Rose City Comic Con should be up shortly. In that article, there's tons of pics, tons of really fun stuff. So definitely check that out. There's also going to be some
good pics.
Yeah, thank you. There's also going to be some really cool stuff. I didn't even mention the baby from Supernatural was there. The car from Supernatural.
I saw the picture.
And she was adorable. I didn't get in. We didn't get in. We didn't sit in her, but like, it was really cool. They even have an Ecto 1 there. It's a blast, man. It was a blast. So
also, I was just kidding. Other Christians, I love you all. You guys are all my family and my blood, and we're all better. Equally better than each other.
So they're all Christians, huh?
We're all
Christian
Nacordas, huh? Yes, they are.
They got creative with the names, huh?
There's one in Chicago, and then there's another one somewhere else, and there's one in the Philippines. We don't count that one. We're just talking about I'm just kidding. I love you guys.
If y'all want to feel the Portland vibe, and if y'all are interested, Comic-Con next year is going to be September 6th through 8th at the Oregon Convention Center. So definitely check that out. We'll be there for sure. If you guys want to hang out and check out Portland for the weekend, we'd love to
try to make that happen.
Dude,
Yeah.
for real, man. Emerald City is really fun too. Like they're all really cool. So yeah, that would be so much fun to have.
And I got to go to the arcade with you.
Oh, dude, if you guys come, man, we seriously, like,
Yeah.
you guys want to come, we go to Ground Control. Like, Ground Control is really fun. Eat some McMinimans just because we have to.
Yeah.
And get some PDX sliders is good too. Get some Voodoo Donuts, like real Voodoo Donuts. Now, listen,
Donuts.
I know, like Voodoo Donuts is over at like, City
Walk.
Walk and stuff. It's not the same.
No.
It's not. Same with
I
Salt
haven't
and
had
Straw.
it.
Over there from Portland.
Same with Salt and Straw. Salt and Straw in downtown Disney is
That's
an
OG
abomination.
Portland.
That is Portland. Do
Sweet.
not eat that one. Listen, I'm glad that it's getting. This isn't a bag. Salt and Straw. I love you guys 100%. That's why I want you to stay up here. I need you. I'm happy you guys are expanding, and your business, is growing. That's amazing. But
That's incredible to hear because the Salt and Straw at downtown Disney is amazing. So if the Portland Salt and Straw is better somehow, that's crazy.
I haven't had it there. I think when we were down there, we were actually down there. We passed by it. We kind of boycotted it because we were like, nah, we can only eat it at home. Same with Voodoo Donuts at City Walk. I don't think I can do that. I just don't think I have the heart to do that. Portland's got like 2 locations here.
Like a betrayal.
It does feel like a betrayal, but yeah, go check out. We'll go check out Ground Control. So that would be a lot of fun. So you all need to come check it out. Everyone watching, come check it out. You have to pay for your own tickets, of course. But of course, like it'll be fun to hang out. So all right, you guys.
Definitely.
Well, thank you all for checking out the show. Hope you all are having a good week so far. It's only Tuesday, but who knows? Hopefully it's good. So awesome. See you guys later. Have a good night. Make sure to join us next week for a brand new episode of Pastrami Nation podcast. We will see you guys then. Until then, take care of yourselves and each other. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.